Bullshit that they teach in school. These teachers lying every day. Every president is gay. Every president is gay, every single one. There ain't nothing wrong with two gay men who fall in love. Ain't much more that I can say. Every president is gay. Teddy Roosevelt's about as gay as you can get. Gayer than two men who sit and watch each other shit. Gayer than a birthday card. Gayer than a leotard. Teddy Roosevelt, he used to hand out mustache rides. He would tell the men and women all to get in line. He would eat the women out, then he'd suck some penis down. I think that Mr. Clinton is a hetero, but that's cause Hillary's a man and you ain't even know. And Miss Lewinsky is a dude and the girls that he raped too. Did you know that Thomas Jefferson's a rapist too? And if you don't watch out, he might just end up raping you. We're just lucky that he's dead so he don't sneak in your bed. Every president is gay, and I got the proof. So don't believe none of that bullshit that they teach in school. These teachers lying every day. Every president is gay. Every president is gay, every single one. There ain't nothing wrong with two gay men who fall in love. Ain't much more that I can say. Every president is gay. Why George Washington had wooden teeth is because they got knocked out while he was sucking D. And there ain't nothing wrong with that, I'm just giving you the facts. Richard Nixon, well, he puts the gay in Watergate. He used to look at porno mags with men and masturbate. But fuck it, so do I. So what's wrong with liking guys? Melania, she told me Donald Trump was gay. She made him build the wall to keep the Mexicans away. Cause he's attracted to the men and she's afraid he'll cheat again. Cause nobody ever wants to fuck the president unless you're JFK, but look at what they did to him. Put a bullet in his head, now that motherfucker's dead. Cause every president is gay, and I got the proof. So don't believe none of that bullshit that they teach in school. These teachers lying every day. Every president is gay. Every president is gay, every single one. And there ain't nothing wrong with two gay men who fall in love. Ain't much more that I can say. Every president is gay. Liberal or Republican, well, if you pick a side, then you're done. You want Trump to grab your pussy or Bill Clinton to cover you in cum? Cause Hillary's a psycho, Christians are retarded, and Trump is a fag. And I wouldn't have to be here if it wasn't for my mom and dad. Make America gay again, make America gay as fuck. Cause I'm just trying to meet some dudes and get my penis sucked. And if I could get pregnant, I'd have abortions like every day. Cause if I had a pussy, it'd be so easy to get laid. Cause there's a whole lot of gang shit, and this money ain't a goddamn thing, bitch. I got some trap homies we can hang with. First they pull a strap out, then they aim it. Cause it's a whole lot of gang shit, and this money ain't a goddamn thing, bitch. I got some trap homies we can hang with. First they pull a strap out, then they aim it. And Why don't Catholic priests just go out and fuck girls? It would save a ton of little boys around the world. And if God really has every single thing.
All right, enough. I can't get through to it. Hello! You know what? Why not just start it early? Why never just start anything early? Yo, everybody always wait. Everybody always want to put pedal to the metal. But why not start it early? You know what I'm starting with? Victory. Because I am but a simple man with simple ideals, simple goals, simple direction. All I want in this world is for people who actually care to do research before blowing things out of proportion. I don't know who this woman is. I honestly, nobody would know why I'm putting this woman on the screen except for the title of the video. How I sabotaged my own, I don't know what that means, message and spread misinformation. Vented. What, pray tell, could be here? What misinformation? Shut up! What misinformation could you have possibly spread, madam? Oh, I'm saying it like I know. I really don't know. How's your day? It's 7 a.m. What is wrong with you? The day has just begun.
On my video that I recently did on Vented that I privated, let's talk about why I privated it, where I went wrong, and the goal that I was actually trying to make with
okay. Let me know that goal. We gotta know that goal.
This video that I greatly missed on, that I hope maybe you guys can listen to today and still take it away, because it is vital information that still a lot of people don't even know is available right there at your fingertips. A lot of the reason people were saying this, and for right reason, was because I compared this to the Wayfair situation.
The Wayfair situation that was also full of shit.
And I also even did use the phrase, like, this is not a conspiracy. And so, yeah, looking back, like, I am so embarrassed and ashamed that.
Oh, so you wanted to you wanted to sit here and say that it wasn't a conspiracy, even though it was a conspiracy, and you got proven wrong on both fronts, and now it's just bad on your front. Leon, I started watching Free Run after hearing you talk about it a lot. I'm on season 2. I'm almost caught up now. Well. How have you liked Free Run?
I even used those phrases and brought that up without going into more detail and depth, and I just kind of sped through and kind of like built up this momentum, this platform, to the whole point that I was trying to make, which I'll get to in a second. And yeah, I am really ashamed of that, because I 100% see how I 100% see that 100% of the time I 100% am 100% of the time thinking that 100% of the time I'm a dumbass. Like, if I was not, in my own brain, right, and understood my own intentions and stuff, if I was just somebody who was coming to my channel, and expecting a video on the Vented situation that's like, this is exactly what's happening, to the fact of blah, 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 the exact situation, I too would probably, have listened to my video. Not probably, I would have listened.
Really good show. I don't watch a lot of female-led animes. Oh my God. You didn't have to include that. You didn't have to include it. Because what? What are we doing? You know what? I don't even care.
In my video and been like,
I don't care. Don't respond to it. I don't care.
Oh my gosh, like, I need to be like blowing up everybody's phone about this, and I'm embarrassed about that, because that was not at all my intention. And I am genuinely sorry for letting anyone down who I let down. You're
sorry for the fact that a lot of people actually dedicated time into figuring out if this was real or not, and they went into the prospect of going into it with the intention of believing that there's a problem here, but they found nothing. Funniest aspect of all of this, though, is somebody thinking that they got someone, and then they go to meet him, but they find a 17-year-old trying to catch somebody who's trying to buy a kid. So you got two people who are hearing about this story And they're saying, fuck it, I'm gonna try to lure somebody. And one's trying to catch a motherfucker buying and the other's trying to catch a motherfucker selling. And then they both looking at each other with cameras saying, you buying kids? You selling kids? No, I'm trying to catch people buying kids. No, I'm trying to catch people selling kids. And the whole time, dumbasses like this good looking woman are just like, see, something. I want to see the comments. Out of my own curiosity, I gotta see what these are. I don't usually check these. Try not to be too hard on yourself. This goes to show that the literal bare minimum of owning up to your mistakes goes such a long way. I can respect somebody owning up to spouting bull, because this, so far, only a minute in, way better than the woman who just said, fuck it, believe me, and has not made a video since and has had all the opportunity to do so. Do you do internet content creator investigations? No, they're worthless. They're worthless. The only person that I think does one of substance, I don't know his name off the top of my head, the one who does the financial investigations. That guy. Not Caleb Hammer, the other one.
Everyone down, even if you feel like I didn't let you down. That is not even my own standard of quality of content, and I completely dropped the ball there, and I am genuinely
Hey, womp womp. I give you groundbreaking advice. Go to the police.
Sorry. This is where I will do better, is slowing down.
Yes, CoffeeZilla.
I have a huge issue, and I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with me, where it's like I have these full and complete thoughts in my head.
No, okay, so you're a grown adult who just said, fuck it, I heard about something. Let me sit in front of this camera and let you all know about it. And that's bad. Never mind. I take back what I said earlier. Because what do you mean you just got these incomplete thoughts in your head and you think it's smart to then make a YouTube video about it? Damn it. Like, an incomplete thought should not be a definitive conversation about a crime being committed, because there will be a problem there.
And then whenever it's like I actually go down and I can even take notes. Like if anybody has like any suggestions and stuff to like help me like stay on track of like my broader sense.
Well, I could help you. And I know what I sound like. I know what I sound like right now. I sound very sarcastic. I get it. But genuinely, write it down. Just like write it down. If you write it down, you will actually keep your thoughts in check. You will actually do your big one in making sure that what you're thinking about, it continues on. There's no way you're defending pedophilia right now. What are you talking about? I'll genuinely sit here and wait. Like, what are you talking about? I'll wait. Go ahead. Just let me know what you're talking about so that you and I both have our ducks in a row. Please, go ahead. I'm waiting. It don't take that long to type. Come on. I'm waiting. No clue. Don't. I want to know. I genuinely want to know. Because sometimes we all get lost in the sauce. 'Cause it's better everybody understands each other. No. Don't speak for he or her. Let motherfucker answer. Let motherfucker answer. Cause I'm trying to figure out that too. Anytime. We're waiting. And you know what? I can't sit in silence this whole time. Continue.
But like, it's like sometimes when I sit down to film a video, I'm like, yes, I covered everything. And then it won't be until like maybe I get some comments and I'm like, oh, I meant to say that. I meant to cover that. Or I should have gone into more detail about that. So I need to slow way down. Because
no, you need to make sure that you have accurate information before you say something is going on that seems like almost a full week later, no one can find any real proof of.
My whole point and goal with that video was to highlight how we shouldn't, as a society, whenever we see things like this online, whether it's like, you know, those TikTok AI baby videos, or like, you know, you go to the account and it has like, you know, the dog whistles and the coded messages in the bio itself saying, oh, go over to Telegram, Discord, here, trade, blah, blah, on, you know, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Vinted. I've even seen creepy posts on Facebook Marketplace, like, etc. We should never take these things at face value and just be like, that never happens on like the surface web. That's just a joke. It's just a troll, because that is not always the case, because there are a lot of us whose, you know, people who harmed us did use modes like that to be able to get away with the crimes that they got away with. But that was completely lost in the fact that I completely glossed over, and my tone, the way I was talking about it, like, I can sit here and explain to you guys like my intentions and where my head was.
But it won't matter, because the internet will fixate on how you operated in the realm of information and how you fucked that up. Or in the grand scheme of your manner of speaking, or how you choose to relay information, or the fact that you left out information, or the fact that you didn't know what you were talking about.
But I always even tell myself that like your intentions don't matter when the impact was negative. And so, yeah, I just really need to slow down a lot. Like, I need to slow down way more, and clearly I need to have better notes that help me keep more on track, and just remember that not everything needs to be so enunciated and expressed. I don't know, I'm like having a hard time trying to find my words here. I do feel ashamed, guys, but also like I'm not going to be one of those people who are like, I made a mistake.
I don't know why I'm starting to get bots, but there's one way to solve this. I don't know why. What a great face. I don't know why.
I made a mistake. I'm a human being. I am a person. I'm not a brand. This is all me, myself, and I over here on this channel. And I can't grow and learn as a person unless I'm willing to sit and look in the mirror. And it's like every single time, like if I get criticism and stuff on a video, it's like that I think anybody can, whether you're a YouTuber or not, like if it's something that you like said and like you felt confident in saying it.
But if you end up being wrong, you have to face more than just criticism. You have to face the realization that, you know, you were wrong.
You know, just like I was like confident enough to post it, when people, especially people that you like care about their opinion, when they're like, dude, that knee-jerk reaction is to be like defensive and stuff. And like I have learned that like that defensive feeling is actually like a reminder to go sit with that. Actually, like, why are you feeling so defensive? What is that, like cognitive dissonance? Like, but yeah, it's still really embarrassing, because like this is a huge like growth moment for me to be able to like sit and look back and be like, wow, I can see where I went wrong, and I can see actually how I could have done better, but how I can do better in the future. Like, again, for instance, like when I said like, you know, this isn't a conspiracy, a lot of people in my comments were pointing out like, how are you going to sit here and say with absolute certainty that every single one of these listings is real? And I remember I felt like so confused by that, because
and you could feel confused. The problem is that so far throughout this entire, I don't even know, this bullshit, it's that none of you motherfuckers actually put in the effort to see what's real and what's not. All you did was look at a fucking post and think children are being sold. Like, that's it. That's the equivalent to, hey, that plant just moved, or I heard a child scream in pain in the background. You must be abusing that child. No amount of effort, no amount of actual investigating, no amount of actual looking into something mattered here. What mattered was just being like, fuck it, we got this all figured out. You know why? Because this listings looks real. I saw a woman post a screen recording of DMs, I guess on Vinted, or no, maybe it wasn't even DMs. Maybe it was an email chain. And the woman was asking what she's getting with all that money, and a motherfucker said a child, just straight up. And then she just puts that on the screen. It's just like, see, they're selling children. You have not the faintest clue if that is actual or if a motherfucker is fucking with you or if it's the same case as that reporter. It's somebody trying to catch someone interested in buying kids. There are options here. To go with the most drastic one off rip lets me know something. And it lets me know the word investigating is starting to lose a lot of fucking weight.
Like, I never said that every single one of these listings is real. In fact, I said multiple times in the video that I'm not saying that even one or all of these listings are real, but what I am saying is that it's worth looking into, because even if at least one of them is real, even if there is at least one child behind one of these postings, whether it's digital, we talked about this, you know, if you know, that's not what this video is about, then it's worth looking into. And in my mind, I was like, yeah, like, I feel like that's pretty clear. But then whenever I think back and I'm like, okay, yeah, I said this isn't a conspiracy in the context of when I was still only talking about Vinted, I'm like, wow, Danielle. Wow, because in reality, what I was trying to say is that so many times, especially like, you know, with the YouTube videos that I do and, you know, everything that I see every day, it's so often that I will see blatant groups on the surface web, be it a website, Facebook, sometimes Instagram, TikTok, a lot of times where they are using coded language, sometimes straight up in your face stuff, and people in the comments will be like, wow, everyone's so overreacting, this is clearly just a troll.
Well, that's true. There are motherfuckers who are brazen to just say, fuck it, let it rip, and I'll just do what I want on here publicly in front of everybody's faces. And they usually get caught. Now, they're the outliers that end up just doing this shit for a long fucking time, and that's an indication of my fucking justice system not taking a fucking thing serious. But what I hate about this Vinted thing is how quick people are to bring up real situations to mask bullshit. Wayfair wasn't real. Vinted wasn't real. That don't mean that I live in a world where there's no child trafficking. That don't mean I don't exist in a world, oh, there no children are getting trafficked. No. What I mean here is, in the midst of us having real children being sold and abused, trafficked, violated, raped, all of that, people dedicated manpower, energy, effort, and time on Vinted. And they came up with nothing. That's the sick part. That's the part that aggravated me about that other woman. It's, hey, if we keep waiting, and we keep waiting, and we keep waiting, maybe we'll get something, and then we'll be validated. What kind of live did I come into? Random people thinking sex trafficking is going on. That's what you came into. Hi. Sorry to give you whiplash at 7 a.m, but
Trying to get trying to get a rise out of you guys. And I'm like, it's yes, sometimes maybe, but a lot of times no. And so like that's where I was coming at it from. But after like looking at the comments and re-listening to it, I was like, wow, like that.
Wait, so you listen to the comments, but you won't read a fucking article? Where not just look at a fucking title and be like, see, they're investigating, it must be true. You could just fucking read the article like I did. See, I'm a boring motherfucker. I'm a boring individual. You all just saw me. I'm a boring individual. You could clearly tell. I'm going to read these fucking articles. Now, I'm not saying this woman is putting up an article on the screen. I'm referencing the other motherfucker. I don't know her name. Motherfucker puts the title of an article in front of everybody's face and is just like, see, this is proof. But didn't read it to show everybody that all of that shit came up with nothing. You imagine saying that an app houses people on it that are selling kids. You have a journalist, not a TikToker, not a YouTuber, none of that. A journalist who goes in and dedicates time into looking into this to the point where they, I guess, have a meeting with the person that they're apparently about to buy a child from. And they see a 17-year-old whose intention is trying to catch motherfuckers who want to buy kids. Thanks. we all wasted our own time here. And what I hate, because I got this under the comment of my video, Rare L, Leon. I hate when you motherfuckers say rare L. Like, you're 30 years old. Stop. You might be sex trafficking kids if you talk like a teenager and you have to pay a mortgage on your fucking home. Rare L, Leon, you're being disingenuous. No, I'm being direct to your fucking face that while sex trafficking is real and there are children being sold and there are children who are victims, you motherfuckers dedicated more time to an app where you're being trolled and where they've come up with nothing. All this time, they're still investigating, but what's the spin gonna be if they come back with nothing? What's the spin if the French government gets in front of everybody's fucking face and says, nah, we got nothing here? Fuck it. Well, then what? Is it oops? Is it I just spread a lie? They're not going to come back to the topic. Listen, it's not difficult to understand why somebody wouldn't come back to a topic. But when you've clearly been blown out of your ass and you then proceed to I'm not talking about the woman on the screen. When you proceed to then go on several videos after talking about the AC in the UK and FIFA, the fuck are we doing?
Honestly, was crazy to hear, and I am genuinely so sorry because I feel like what I have to say really does matter, but it completely got lost in how grossly mishandled the presentation of the situation was. It was so quick. It was so just, I'm going to read this and react to it and remind people that, you know, you never know if this could be real or not. And that was just not how that should have gone at all. And so I really, really am so sorry for that. So why did I private the video? Number one, I'm not proud of it. I 100% unintentionally, that's definitely not what I was trying to do. I 100% was spreading misinformation and fear mongering. I almost said
I love accountability. I love when motherfuckers admit that they just wasted everybody's time with bullshit. Mwah! It feels good on me.
Fear baiting, I guess that works too. That was not my intention, and I don't want to keep a video like that out there that misrepresents a situation and also misrepresents what my goal and purpose of the video was, which is
hide your baby oil. Diddy is apparently getting out. I ain't gonna lie. If I ever see Diddy, he's my victim.
Always to try to make people feel seen and also try to give people a tool to not feel so helpless in a world that makes you feel like there is nothing that you can do at all. And the other reason was just some really cruel and unnecessary, just mean comments regarding my experience and what happened to me. For instance, one that stuck with me the most.
Now, hold on. I don't condone like motherfuckers ignoring anyone's, I ain't gonna call it experience, I'm gonna call it trauma. Anyone who's been a victim can speak about a subject matter. I just don't want them to, I'm not saying she's done it. I don't want them to sit there and think to themselves, okay, I've had this happen to me. I can tell you for certain that it's happening here. That's not good. That's using your I despise that I'm even close to saying lived experience. Your trauma in an effort to say something else is true. And I don't like when you just so happen to be wrong, motherfuckers. Who knows what these motherfuckers in these comments said, but I hate when motherfuckers dismiss actual victims and when they speak up about the shit that happened to them. I'm sorry. Yes, people be lying, but that don't then mean every motherfucker is lying. I hate when somebody actually got a fucking story to tell and they want to fucking tell it And then there's always at least two motherfuckers. Fuck it. Fuck y'all. You lying. And then they gotta go through all this effort to prove that they're not lying. And then the motherfucker who said they lying is just, oh, well, you should have did that to begin with. I saw your title and my first thought was, what? What did I title this fucking stream? Oh, okay. I ain't gonna lie, thought I titled it something more fucked up. But hey, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. We'll get there, though. We'll get there after this.
The gist of it was essentially saying, why would you create such a ridiculous story just to try to like give your video more credibility in regards to what I talked about with my stepdad and the website that I found and stuff, which...
Oh, God. Listen, whatever. I don't know what this woman has gone through. I don't know who hurt her, but fuck the person that hurt her. And fuck the people that'll sit there and dismiss it because they have more of an axe to grind with something else. The sad part is, you know what I hate about you people online and the way you talk? Is the complete lack of understanding multiple things could be true. A motherfucker could sit up here and be wrong about a story. That does not mean she wasn't violated. That just means she's wrong about a story.
Which is... not true. That's not
zero. No. There's been accountability in this. There's been some.
A made up story, and I'm also not the only person who has a story like that, which is why I thought my video would land so much differently. I thought my video would land in a way that would educate people that as ridiculous as everything that's going on right now sounds, and you know, it is being proven to be a hoax, these things are not always hoaxes.
But we know that. We know that there are stories about websites that the dark web, as the kids used to say back in the olden days of 2008, where heinous shit goes on. Like, people are aware of that. People know about that. The issue is when that real gets compounded with something that's bull. And the problem with the vintage story, for anybody who possibly doesn't know, people just looked at a screen cap of a caption of a listing and thought, okay, child. And then it got dumber because more listings came up with the intent to troll some of these motherfuckers, and it got dumber than that. And for, I believe, the third time on this stream, that's 30 minutes long at this point, a journalist got in contact with one of the quote-unquote sellers and found a 17-year-old who was trying to catch motherfuckers who are buying children. Ultimately, they both walked away with nothing to report on other than fuck it. That is not every single story that exists. I hate to ruin anybody's fine day. It's 7:44 my time in the morning. Children get raped. Children are being trafficked. Children are being abused. I hate to ruin whatever perfect reality you live in right now. Sorry that I kind of ruined your appetite. But it's true. And there needs to be more than what there already is. Not saying that there isn't any effort. There needs to be more in helping these children, finding these children. I'd make the controversial point that the people who buy and sell should face the wall of a firing squad. But for as much as the real exists, I need people to stop trying to make the fake also a part of the conversation past a certain point. I shouldn't have to be forced into believing fan fiction to then suddenly care about something that is real. I could just care about the real, because the real has evidence behind it, has people being arrested, has people being investigated, as compared to, look at this screenshot, clearly...
Whoa now!
Okay. Clearly, something's going on here because I see this screenshot.
And like I said, that's my fault that it flopped. And
it's absolutely your fault.
Did not hit. But I really wish that I had done better, because I do think that that is a really important conversation, because that is parts of not only my story, but so many other survivor stories that get so diminished, or we're just straight up not believed, whether it be not believed by people that we tell it to, or even not even believed by the police. So these things don't even get investigated, even in people's personal lives, right? And whose fault is that? That's mine, because I set myself up for failure in that. And I hope in the future I am able to create, an awareness video that better brings justice to those kinds of things. So that's why I privated it. That was the goal of my video. I hope that this is all flowing good enough.
No, but I kind of get what you're saying. You fucked up. You don't want to be a reason why people end up not believing victims. I pick up what you're putting down, ma'am.
And my biggest takeaway that I wanted everybody to leave that video with was knowing at least what you could do if you come across something online that you're like, no, like this definitely is like, and I'm not going to get into what all of those things could be.
I mean, if I'll get into it, if there's suspicion of something, I would make the subtle controversial point that instead of going to TikTok thinking that couch potatoes are going to save the world, you could just send that information to the FBI and maybe they come back with something or they come back with nothing. And I know how right I am in that point because you've linked to all of these different things to report to. Okay, right.
We can rub our brain cells together for this one, right? Like I've gone over a lot, like the things that we see on TikTok, the coded words, all of these other things. So I will actually have that same screen recording that I had in my video that I privated up at the end of this one that just shows you guys how you can actually make a cyber report to the FBI as well.
Yes, that should have been a lot of people's go-to to begin with. But I had to listen to cinematic music in the background. Children are being sold on Vinted. Why are we allowing this to happen? Oh, Vinted came out with a statement saying that they're working with the police. That's not good enough, apparently. Man, if you make an accusation about a company that they're doing a heinous act or they're tied to a heinous act and they come out and say that they're working with the police to fucking look into this and you look at that as them saying, they're not doing enough, what do you want? And I feel as though the entire point around it loses weight, not for this woman. The woman we watched the other day. The entire point of caring about what Vinted is or isn't doing falls apart when you admit that you got an axe to grind with that fucking company because you got scammed on that website. It leads me to believe that any negative thing about that website that gains traction, you'll just be like, see, fuck this app.
Well as NECMEC, and these screen recordings, I was using Vinted as an example because that video was going over the Vinted situation. No, I am not using any like real listing links in these screen recordings. Yeah, I just wanted you guys to be able to know that, you know, these things are things to be taken seriously. Like anytime you see something that's like, makes you like, what?
It's best to report it or look into it to see if it's already being investigated, not make a TikTok being like, see, this is going on, because you may be right or you may be wrong. And in the example of Vinted, a lot of you motherfuckers was a lot of bit wrong. But I'm glad somebody's, even though she ain't got no balls that I know of, had the balls to just be like, oops, my bad. I don't want to do damage. I don't want to make things worse. I don't want to make things as bad as it is in the world because I would hate to just blatantly spread misinformation out there. I would hate to just randomly spread information that's wrong out there. Chibi ruling. Yeah. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. Look at that little fucker. 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 He got an aftershave on. Look at that little fucker. And he got 4 eyes. Look at that little fucker. Look at that ugly fucker. Speaking of misinformation. Well, I need everybody to understand something. Just on a base level. This story of Karmelo Anthony, in my opinion, should be over. The only reason that people keep coming back is because it just gets stupider. Over time, it just gets dumber. Okay? I'm going to say it again, just so that everybody can understand me clearly. The story of Karmelo Anthony is over. And I can't for the life of me understand why it continues to be talked about outside of the conversations of appeal. And even in that regard, you got people trying to stretch their imaginations in every different direction, talking amongst the basis of an appeal. You have to wait for his attorneys to go through this process, and then you got to wait for the approval or the denial. And I can't wait for that concept, because if it gets approved, it's a lot of people saying, see, we told you. And if it gets denied or rejected, it's a bunch of people that are going to say the racist courts still don't want to have this young man be found innocent of randomly stabbing a guy with a makeshift cleat sharpener, because we still don't want to acknowledge that it's a knife. But you see that caption for a reason, and it's not because of me. It's not me saying that he never confessed. It's not me. It's them.
And he really didn't confess. All he said was, he touched me. I told him not to touch me. That's all he said.
He also made the observation to say, I'm not alleged, I did it, which, if you want to step into a courtroom and use legal words back and forth, that is a confession, whether you like it or not.
Not nan time did he mention that he poked him. Think about it, y'all. They didn't let him take the stand because his attorney said that he shouldn't take the stand.
I don't know why you're putting attorney in quotes. You're not a lawyer. You don't know anything about the legal system. You are the equivalent to me in understanding the legal system, which is just watching court proceedings go on. And when we're thinking about that, I know people don't like hearing it, but it's true. The possibility that the jury may have been swayed by Karmelo taking the stand, it's a possibility. It didn't happen because he didn't take the stand, so we'll really never know. But when you sit here and think about decisions being made and decisions not being made, yeah, that's a bad one on the defense attorney, because he should have been pushing Karmelo to take the stand, because allowing witnesses countless times saying that Karmelo was the aggressor, I don't know how that's going to convince a jury that he acted in self-defense. I don't understand why anybody would even have a chance in believing that he was going to be found not guilty after hearing for days that witnesses are calling Karmelo the aggressor. I don't understand why anybody would then, after the fact, try all these different ways to convince people that Karmelo's innocent, and none of them worked. I don't know why people are dedicating time into believing fan fiction in an effort to say, hey, we have the real story, but we're not going to produce any evidence to show it. Because remember, in case anybody forgot, apparently all these people have an 11-minute video that they found on Reddit and Snapchat that shows Karmelo getting jumped and hit with a whip and being called Kunta Kinte and all this extra. All of it. But they can't show it to you because Jeff Metcalf had a barbecue threatening all the witnesses. Okay. All right.
So the only proof that we have is him saying, he touched me and I told him not to touch me. That's the only proof we got. But that does not equate to, and so I poked him.
I need people to understand that the reason for all of this time, just so you know, we're now reaching 3 weeks since he was found guilty, if not already 3 weeks. And these people just refuse to give up. And on a small level, you could respect it because they truly want to stand by somebody, but then the rest of your brain activates and gets you to realize these people are full of it. You just listen to a woman say, all we have is him saying this happened, but it don't mean that happened. And I'm supposed to hear that and think to myself, okay, it all makes sense. It all lines up perfectly. Let him out. Approve the appeal. Give him a new trial. Shrink the sentence. Let him walk free because we never got this, that, and the third. Right. It needs to be spoon-fed to these people so that they could actually sit back and understand something.
Now, had he have said, and so I did that, you know, if he would have said, so I STAB him, then we could say we have a confession. But we really don't have a confession. Yeah.
Once again, I need to point out, I'm not alleged I did it, is a damning fucking confession, brothers. It's just a damning confession.
I really feel like these 6 new attorneys, they need to look into it. Because that's not really a confession. A confession would have been him saying,
I'm not alleged I did it.
So I STAB'd him. And him saying he touched me and I told him not to touch me.
Wait a minute. I just remembered. What happened to touch me and see what happens? Why is it there's a dedication to these people ignoring what happened in the courtroom? If you don't want to believe the articles when this first happened, fine. You can't ignore the updates from the courtroom if you actually want to go towards the credible information. Because if you want to go towards the fan fiction, I guess you can believe witness tampering, because that's another one where I'm supposed to sit here and believe that a witness creaked his neck over in front of everybody and only one person saw it. And that somehow is indication of everything going awry.
Okay, and? So what, y'all got into a fight? I mean, what? So after that, what, he pushed you? So after that, you went and ran because you were scared? Like, there's more to the story than what he was able to tell us. Now, a lot of people are saying that they don't even believe that Karmelo did the poking. They believe it was one of the other homeboys that did it.
I'm starting to lose my mind. I'm starting to recognize that I can't really have intellectual conversations. I can't have a thought-provoking discussion with individuals like this, because for as much information that exists, for as many updates that anyone could actually read through and sit through, you know, the boring aspect of it, nobody wants to do it because that's hard. It's easier, as I've said many times, to just make up something. Because if you make something up, you then have all the circumstance necessary to just have enough people say, well, I never thought about that. I never possibly considered that. I never really put any amount of effort into considering that, well, Karmelo never did it. It was another friend. Mind you, who could it be? You ask these people, what other you mean to tell me it was Hunter? You know, he stabbed his own brother? It was one of his other friends that were there who's mad that Austin had enough pull to take his girlfriend from him and they had sex on the bleachers and his friend remembered that. So in the midst of a scuffle, he just came out of nowhere and got Austin? Whoa. Oh, my bad. I wish I had some cinematic music to put in the background so that I could trick your mind into thinking that it's all real. This is bullshit. And the fact that it has gone on for 3 weeks and none of these people could be taken seriously in a courtroom. This woman sat here and said, well, all those attorneys should look into what? What? If I were an attorney, why in the fuck would I possibly stomach listening to this and thinking that it could help me in getting an appeal for my client? Why? What manner of reality could exist where I do this and think, oh, I'm going to get the appeal from this? I would actually ruin my reputation as an attorney to sit here and do some stupid shit like this.
And I'm starting to believe that too, because I know y'all saw that video where we think it was Eddie. We're not sure who it was, but they was taking off all their clothes after the whole incident happened.
What? What is this? Why are we watching teenagers strip? Like, what video are y'all watching?
In front of everybody, just taking off all their clothes, sitting down and taking this joker sat on the ground.
Now, if I were to sit here and to think that this is about that footage that gives me a blurry wide shot, my knee-jerk response is to say maybe they're trying to not allow their friend to bleed out in front of them, and they're using their clothes. You know, maybe they got hoodies that could maybe help stop the bleeding in some capacity, not fully, because, you know, I don't know if you know this, people who are at a track meet who are there to compete, they don't have medical supplies at the ready. So they would have to kind of wait for, you know, a medical professional to come in. And if one of them has an idea to stop the bleeding, that would be it.
And took off the pants. Like, he didn't stand up and take them off. He sat down and took them off. Why? What are you trying to hide? And then let's talk about the trash can incident. What did you guys throw in the trash can? Why didn't anybody go and investigate that?
Because who could give a fuck? We got the bag, we got the knife, we got testimony from witnesses. What could be in that bag? First of all, just randomly implicating another possible child in something just because you need a outlier so that you could feel like Karmelo is innocent does not help you. And I keep saying it. The more this goes on, the more I just hate Karmelo Anthony more. I was sitting here neutral on this dude. I was sitting here just like either he's going to be found innocent or guilty. But the more these people come up with their own version of events, the more it just makes me ill towards this dude for nothing other than it's your own fault because you keep lying for him and it don't work. It don't help him. Why is it the most controversial thing for me to say is to leave it to his attorneys to help him? Because there's not one motherfucker who is sitting up here claiming to be a Karmelo Anthony supporter online who's doing him a favor. They're not doing him any favors. They're not helping him. They're not assisting him. They're not putting forth effort in making sure that he could be believed in a court of law. Court of public opinion's a mess because court of public opinion has already made up their minds and they just crafting their own stories about what they made up in their minds, and it gets us nowhere.
And what about the poker? Didn't they say that the poker that they did have had an M on it?
What? Where did you get this from? Who said that? I don't think at any point, now I may have to go back through those court proceedings, I don't think at any point anybody brought up that the letter on the knife, on the multi-tool, on the multi-tool, it had an M on it. What does M stand for? Metcalf. Hold on, for the fuck of it. I gotta find a knife. I gotta find a knife. Where I know one of you fuckers has a picture of this knife. No, that's a mock-up. Okay. So class, here's the knife. Where in the fuck am I supposed to see an M on the other side? Well, who's going to take a picture of that and tamper with some evidence? Not anybody who's thinking about it. So where did we get this rumor of an M?
So why wasn't that ever brought up?
Why would it be brought up? You know what? You're giving me a headache. On to the next woman, because we're not done. We need to comb through all of this so that we're all clear in how information is being circulated amongst the people who believe in him.
We'll get into this hot off the press. Mike Howard, Karmelo Anthony, rogue ass attorney, honey.
What's the purpose of him being rogue? What's the allegation of him being rogue? It can't be because he did a bad job. It can't be because his idea of trying to get his client to be found not guilty, it can't be because that didn't work. And because you don't like that, you now just accusing a lawyer or a defense attorney in being corrupt.
Honey, we got some tea on them. Check me out on my YouTube channel.
I am not interested in your self promo. Get to the point.
Attorney Christopher, listen, these folks done committed RICO, honey.
Okay. How did they commit the act of RICO? What will need to be done to get us to a RICO case for a defense attorney? Go ahead.
When I tell you they assisted, each and every one of them MFers assisted with putting Karmelo in prison where he is now.
How?
Baby, we gonna get into the donations.
Donations? 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 What donations?
That the prosecution team donated to different affiliations that they were in.
So, how dare people donate money to organizations. Are you going to tell me that the lawyers are all part of these organizations? Is that what you're going to tell me? Is that it?
And let's get into Mr. Toby Shook, who was one of the lawyers, was it the second chair, donating money to the judge's campaign or whatever he was donating the damn money to, y'all.
So you don't know what he's donating to, but this is somehow evidence that we need to have a RICO case. Okay. Okay. Sure. Fine. That's the perfect. We're getting somewhere, people. Mm-hmm.
Y'all, these mother effers is going down.
How are they going down? You wasted a minute of my time. Please, you know what? Let's bite the bullet. Let's bite the bullet, everybody. Let's bite the bullet. Let's just bite the bullet. Let's see how these motherfuckers are going. Damn! Oh, we're not there yet. Oh, we have to sit here and wait. We have to sit here and wait until 5 o'clock. Lady, we grown, just start cussing. I'm saying, bro, like, this is what we doing? Ew! A white woman scared me. Now, while somebody else can wait till 5 o'clock to see how donations tie into this, I'm going to sit here and just say it. I've said it numerous times, and I'm going to keep saying it until I somehow turn blue in the face, but I'm black, so it's never going to happen. You people don't care about Karmelo Anthony. If I got to sit here and hear from, I guess, a pastor who has no real ties, if I got to sit here and stomach how donations somehow lead to a RICO, which somehow tie into all of this being corrupt, which somehow ties into Karmelo never saying, I'm not alleged, I did it, which somehow ties into him being innocent, we're wasting each other's time. We just are. We're wasting each other's time. I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting until 5 o'clock in the evening to find out how you're going to waste people's time for at least maybe 2 to 3 hours about how donations somehow tie into corruption. You cannot sit here and create a layer of fan fiction in an effort to somehow make all of this make sense. It's simple. Leave it to his attorneys, because the more you pull up random people who have no ties to Karmelo Anthony and his efforts to be a free man, the more you do damage to him, the more you make him out to be dumber than what he might actually be, the more your support is actually a hindrance to him. And I want to believe these people actually care about Karmelo, but the stupid shit that they say, the stupid shit that they allow themselves to believe and convince others to believe.
Off all of this information you just gave me, man.
The amount of stupid shit that they just sit there and stomach and believe, it's embarrassing, and it doesn't lead to him being free. It leads to him continuing his sentence. And the grim reality that may happen in the future, who knows when it happens, because you can clearly tell a lot of these people are trying to stretch this topic up until that appeal decision, and they're running out of things to talk about. You're noticing that it's getting a little dicey for them in the realm of possibilities. So they got to keep creating all these different versions of events to convince people, that it all makes it, this is possible. Have you considered, when in reality, it's just them throwing things at the wall in an effort to make it stick. And I'm just watching the shit fall down and them picking it back up and clumping it up together a little firmer. and throwing it harder in an effort to see that it sticks. But no, it's not sticking. You do a disservice to Carmelo Anthony. You embolden everybody who hates Carmelo Anthony, and you're not trusting anybody in an effort to actually get him free. So when we reach that appeal decision, you better hope that he is granted that appeal and they go through a new process, because if they don't, I can't wait to see how y'all blame it all on this primarily black defense team and how they didn't listen to your fan fiction to free him. Like momentum skipped. I don't know why you even cover these delusional people. The difference between me and you is that you're comfortable allowing stupid shit. I'm not. I'm just not. Also, the entire basis of the shit I talk about is talking about stupid shit. Like, I don't know if you know, but the entire basis of what I talk about is talking about stupid shit. I don't know if you know. I don't know if you knew. Like, my bad. I just like talking about stupid shit. I don't know. Hi, the name's Leon. Don't know if you know. I'm black. And we need to let these I don't think they're heathens. I just think they're stupid. That's really it. I just think they're kind of slow. I just think it's easy to dangle keys in front of somebody to make it seem like something's going on. You're black since when? I'd say maybe since 1999. Morningly, Squatchin', where have you been? You've missed so much. You missed me on K-Hug stream. I went on K-Hug stream and you missed it. Fuck you. Also, after so long of this being a joke amongst the unfunniest people under the sun, they finally made Woman Simulator. They finally made Woman Simulator. Finally, a game for the ladies. A game meant for women. I can't wait to see so many people make the unfunniest fucking jokes. Because there's a layer of this that could be funny, but it's going to be the unfunniest motherfuckers making the joke. It's just, there's humor in this. There is, but I just have to stomach the most unfunny motherfuckers making the joke. Wait a minute. Plantation Simulator. Steam? You cooking? Hold on. Let me check Steam real quick. I like how I type in plantation, first result, illegal plantation, and it's about weed. Damn it, they don't have Plantation Simulator. That's not fair. I could make so many funny ass jokes off that. Cowards! This game is getting attention because it comes shortly after the controversy around Plantation Simulator, another Steam game that faced heavy criticism. Well, we know why. In the game, players take on the role of a housewife who must cook and wash while watched by a controlling husband. If the chores are not done well, the husband punishes the... Oh, God. The game also has a morale system and tracks the husband's mood. Players can relax in the bath to improve their morale or flatter the husband to get items that could be sold to earn money to a... Well, wait a minute. There could be, done right, there could be a horror element to this game. Is what you mean? I could scrounge up some money to buy a fucking plane ticket, and then the whole time as I go to the train station, I'm being chased by my abusive... This could work! Now, of course, I say that, there's going to be the most unfunny motherfuckers that just ruin it. But there's an element here that could make this fun. They just have to do it right. If they don't do it right, you're going to get a game that gets talked about for 3 days by individuals who cannot, and will never code in C++ or Java. I'm sorry, what? What's next? Are Rihanna simulators? I'm not reading the rest of that. I mean, wouldn't be far-fetched. It wouldn't be far-fetched. The wife simulator was too easy. You know what's crazy? They should do a Karen simulator. I mean, why would they do that? That would just make white people very upset. Because, you know, it's usually them.
How am my dick supposed to jump off of all of this information you just gave me, man?
Why are my alerts sounding off, but they're not showing? What the fuck? I thought I'd turn this off. Do we need a Leon simulator? Unless you want me to be jerking off to grown adult women, I don't think that's a simulator you want. Can I read y'all something? I can't show it, but can I read it to you? I'm going to go with yes. And I quote, "My partner and I needed to pick a safe word since we've started exploring consensual consent." I don't know what that means. "We decided on the N-word because hearing such a vile slur, which is otherwise totally unacceptable for us to say, is shocking and will stop any play in its tracks. As anti-racist, we aren't messing around when we hear that word. It will allow us to take a minute to sit down and remember that it's unethical for people of colonizing descent to reproduce." Okay. Okay. Find my Hannah. Also, just so everyone knows, hard R. I have officially adopted Hannah into the black community. She still cannot say nigga, but she's invited to the barbecue. I wish I was lying, but it's a real fucking tweet. I live in a time where shit is so ungodly fucking dumb, where I have to consider these as possibilities. I just have to. Would she bring in containers? I don't know. Motherfucker might bring Mucinex DM. What the fuck? Black woman claims what? What? Hannah, what are you bringing about? Hannah is not bringing a fucking thing to the barbecue. I don't even like spicy food. What are you trying to fucking imply about black people and their food? What are you trying to imply? Not everything is spice, you ass. Just because you over there eating grits and gravy and your mother's brickle brackle speak spam. Black woman claims that before Carmelo Anthony killed Austin Metcalf, Austin posted a video of himself with 2 assault rifles while saying, what?
From Austin, from, of course, before he passed, that, he had 2 assault rifles on his, resting on himself in the car, saying that I dare one of the monkeys to come to this track meet today.
Perfect face. I ain't gonna front you. Perfect face. I'm not white, but depending on the salad, raisins are sometimes okay in salads. First of all, you got this. Wait. One thing at a time. You got this 504 on your username, sir or madam. So I'm gonna make the assumption that you from here. I'm gonna make the assumption that you from here. And that is the whitest fucking thing I never heard somebody from here say. Raisins in salad? You know what? Maybe humanity was a mistake. Maybe humanity was a mistake. Maybe in the grand scheme, we should not have advanced as a society. Maybe it shouldn't have happened. Maybe we should have just stopped. Maybe. I don't know what you are, but when I see 504, I think this right here. I think that right there. I think New Orleans. And there ain't no way. Not even the white people in New Orleans would do no cartoonishly shit like that. No. I actually might. I might have a stroke. That might be the thing that caused me to have a strokey. A little strokey. Not a full strokey, but a strokey. Why is this motherfucker not responding? You have to respond to some shit like that. You have been accused. You have been accused of a heinous act. Ruining salad. You have been accused. Fake motherfucker. Hannah has not even heard of raisins in salad. And that motherfucker is Welsh. I'm here now. What did I miss? You missed a white woman taking accountability. Carmelo Anthony supporters are still trying. It's just like, listen, no, don't ban them. I say this, I'm Latino. I was born in Colombia. Sir or madam. You are disrespectful to the Latino community and the culinary delicacies that the Colombian people make on a routine basis. How dare you? You are indoctrinated, and maybe one day you find the mental capacity to heal, because raisins in a fucking salad. I don't usually chastise people's taste buds, but fuck no. No. Kick them out. We're not kicking them out, okay? They're not going anywhere. They must face the wrath of basic ridicule for food. It is not a stream unless we're all sitting here judging each other off of the food. Not many of you. Not many of you have ever tried to put butter on a Pop-Tart and realize that it's so fucking good. I gotta make sure. I wait a minute. Before we go, I gotta make sure I heard that again.
There is an alleged post from Austin, from, of course, before he passed, that, he had 2 assault rifles on. There is an alleged post from Austin, from, of course, before he passed, that, he had 2 assault rifles on his, resting on himself in the car, saying that I dare one of the monkeys to come to this track meet.
So now I have to work with the word allegedly doing significant weight. I'm supposed to believe Austin Metcalf, thin air, because this woman is allegedly saying that this all allegedly happened. I'm supposed to sit here and believe Austin Metcalf the night before, just school shooter vibe, just loading the gun, took a picture of it and said, "Bring it on." And then went to the track meet, didn't come with a gun. Okay, fine, sure. I guess that's believable to somebody, not me.
Today, but this is some
Perfect face, just looking at the woman like, the fuck is she talking about?
where Carmelo Anthony was a 3.7 GPA student working 2 jobs, but he's the one that we're supposed to believe is a thug.
Of course, because that's how they see us. They want everything.
I don't care how other people see you. No one cares about you. I care about the incident and how it happened. And I gotta sit here and stomach somebody just adding a new element that Austin was ready to go. He just forgot to bring the guns. Okay.
Is good because it's white, and then when it comes to black, it's
No, and I hate all of these people that turn the conversation into that, because none of you are productive in the conversation. All you did was waste everybody's time. What we have are people dedicated into wasting time with added on verbiage to, I guess, make whatever argument they make sound like it makes sense. And the problem is with all of these people, whether if it's, there was an M on the knife. You know what that M might stand for, right? Whether if it's, I guess, because how dare a grown adult donate money, and I guess that's supposed to be enough to entice me to say that there's collusion. No matter if it's, apparently, even though I can't find it, even though I guess nobody sourced it, Austin posted pictures with guns. All of this is supposed to mean something, but if I ask these people to prove it, it's a bunch of, and that's my problem. The more it goes on and the more it goes unchecked, the more these people will dedicate time into making up an even more outlandish story. I thought everything previous was outlandish, but today I see that I haven't even sniffed the real stupidity around this. And I'ma just say it as I've said throughout this. You don't help Karmelo, you do a disservice to Karmelo, and you turn more people against him, because while you're dedicated to stupid fan fiction, he's in jail. And no matter how much you write him letters about how much you care, he's still in jail. He's going to have to wait for his attorneys to help him with that appeal, whether it either gets approved or rejected. And again, if it gets rejected, you motherfuckers are going to create more fan fiction because you can't stomach the reality that he stabbed a dude, killed him, and he's in jail for it. I would like to publicly apologize if I'm not. What the fuck? Well, I put you nasty motherfucker. You put pineapple on pizza is worse than raisins in a salad. Habaneros and scrambled eggs. Now, I'm not a scrambled egg type of guy, but that's something I would try. Why is there people? Why are there even two of y'all saying that y'all love pineapple on pizza? I'm out of here. Like, y'all disgusting. Y'all are communists. Y'all are racist. Y'all are anti-black. Y'all are anti-white. Y'all are anti-American. All of y'all are on the Epstein files. Anybody in here who puts pineapple on pizza, you on the Epstein file. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. I'm just confirming a suspicion. I'm just doing. Hey, if everybody else could just say shit and it get believed, why can't I? Why can't I? What if I just put some cinematic music in the background? Does that make it better? Because that's all it fucking take nowadays. You big. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Last. Fucking Hassan's worried that he's going to jail. Type of fucking noise.
I didn't see it.
Great introspective.
ICAP?
What is it? A Cuban national accused of being a part of the sprawling influence network that brought the U.S. political streamer Hassan Parker to Havana has been detained along with his family and will be deported. Oh. So a guy's been accused of being a part of that influencer network, and they said, fuck it, be gone, you broke the law. Okay.
I don't know who this person is. I don't know what this org is.
Well, Hassan, if you'll allow me to help you out, it's a guy who was arrested, and they believe that he's tied to an organization network which could house many different organizations that just so happen to be all tied under one umbrella. You know, like how Take-Two Interactive has Rockstar Games and they have 2K? You know, like that.
For decades, the Cuban Institute of Friendship with the People, or ICAP, has been a vehicle for radical left-wing extremism and subversive foreign influence in the United States and across our hemisphere. ICAP is the Cuban regime's premier influence and intelligence front group, exploiting its vast network to spy on Americans, promote anti-Western propaganda, coordinate foreign influence operations, and organize revolutionary leftist movements around the world. Earlier this month, I designated ICAP and several other Cuban organizations responsible for engaging in subversive anti-American activities pursuant to sanctions authorities created by President Trump's Cuba executive order. I don't understand why they're covering this as like the organization that sent Hassan Piker to Cuba. A Cuban national accused of being a part of a sprawling influence network that brought U.S. political streamer Hassan Piker to Havana has been detained along his family and will be deported. Carlos Antonio Loga Dominguez, who has lived in the U.S. for more than a decade, is in federal custody pending removal along with his wife and son. Yoga Dominguez spent more than a decade working as a foreign subversive for Havana's premier influence and intelligence front group in the U.S., the department said.
Okay, so it seems like he's got ties to something that if it broke rule, regulation, and law, they were going to punish him for. I don't necessarily think that could impact Hassan Appy. What did Hassan even do in Cuba? He wanted to document and get interviews about the struggles of the Cuban people over these number of months, if not years. And I truly wish that it was done a little better. I wish he would have just went there, did the fucking interviews, and then came back and produced that for people to see instead of bitching and complaining about his Wi-Fi while the people of Cuba at that point in time, I would like to hope that it's gotten better now, but I feel like if I look into that right now, I'll be proven wrong. I don't want to hear about a guy who has to be there for maybe 3 days complaining about Wi-Fi when there are people who have been without power for longer than that. But for some fucking reason, I got to care about the streamer.
Among those who participated were Piker, Copic founder Armadale Benjamin, and former UK Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn. Piker and Benjamin have both have been sent administrative subpoenas by the Treasury Department's Office of Foreign Assets Control in relation to that trip. Fox News reported in May. I have not received a subpoena. Neither Piker nor ICAP immediately responded to the email request for comment. Coping spokesperson confirmed that Benjamin received the OFAC request and said the administration is complying with it. Cuba insists that groups like ICAP are simply advocacy organizations, but in announcing Yoga Dominguez's detention, the State Department called it the central node in a sprawling Cuban intelligence influence operation that traffics vile anti-American propaganda. I mean, this is unbelievable. ICAP coordinates a lot of cultural and humanitarian work between Cuba and abroad and was one of the orgs in the Nuestra America convoy was partnered with. Why are you saying stop? This chatter just sends stuff to Hassan to derail the stream entirely. It's about Belly the Beast, by the way. Let's move on from this. What the fuck are you talking about? Dog, this is possibly a news story about a far more... Oh, Denim's also... It's official. Denim's beat her court case. Last off.
Oh. Don't get me started on a fucking H3 Denims lawsuit because I'll be here for 5 hours explaining to you all why H3 is a dumbass.
Sean Hannity goes off on Maylot Kiros. Oh, yeah. What a fucking time to be alive. What a time to be alive. Speaking of you and Fox News, you were on it.
Stop moaning in my ear!
bro. Trump is gonna put me in fucking prison. I swear to God, what the hell is going on? McMar-
And I'm not gonna lie, if I live in a time where Hassan Abbey goes to prison, the way people will celebrate will be on the level of when people celebrated Charlie Kirk dying. And it's like, how fucked up that statement is, you got to, and I mean got to, recognize that people don't care. People like a downfall. People like a downfall because it's exciting for them. It's titillating to have a downfall and have it be and have it be ready. Political prisoner Hassan. Listen, I stand by what I said. I don't see him going to jail. I just don't. I don't see the dude going to jail. Like, as long as he's able to prove he didn't do this, he didn't do that, and he didn't do this, he's not going to jail. But if by some stroke of unluck he does, boy, none of these people are gonna care. All right, I'm done. I've gotten you all for long enough. Go away now. Enjoy your Thursday. Go away. I might start watching Yu Yu Hakusho. I might go do that. I'm going to do that. I might start watching Yu Yu Hakusho for the first time. Go away. Go away now. Go away now. Go get you some. I might ban you.